days I feel like I'm on top of the world, and other days I'm defeated. Some days I wanna talk about it all, and other days I stay quiet. I wear my heart on my sleeve so it's easy to tell when I'm not really in the mood. And when I'm not feeling well, I still go out of my way to make sure you're good. Even on my off days, it's not really an off day, 'cause I'm still working hard at being the best I can be. Even on my off days, it's not really an off day, 'cause I'm still working hard at loving every single part of me. Love myself even when I run out of ideas and I'm feeling just too jaded. 'Cause I understand that with my voice I have responsibility.
What is this?
And I could be holding someone else's healing right inside of me. Even on my off days, it's not really an off day, 'cause I'm still working hard at being the best I can be. Even on my
I was trying to see if I need to type it in the
days,
thing.
it's not really an off day, 'cause I'm still working hard at loving every single part of me. The truth is that on most days I am speechless, and I cannot control.
Appreciate it, Jay. You know I stay with the bops.
emotions.
It's an R&B artist out of New York
And
named
sometimes
Justine
it's so
Darson.
hard to stay in
I'll write her name. I know you're trying to find the people.
but I know God is nigh when I am broken. The truth is that on most days I am speechless, and I cannot control all my emotions. And sometimes it's so hard to stay encouraged, but I know God is nigh when I am broken. Even on my off days, yeah.
What's going on, y'all? Make sure you share the show when you guys come in. Let people know we live, man.
The best I can be. Even on my off days, it's not really an off day, 'cause I'm still working hard at loving every single part of me. Even on my off days, it's not really an off day, 'cause I'm still working. Yeah, yeah. On my off days, it's not really an off day, 'cause I'm still working hard at loving every single part of me.
That was deep. That's too deep to start the show. Maybe I should have started with more of a bop.
Should have been playing stepdaddy.
Stepdaddy.
Mm-hmm. You ain't my daddy. Shut up.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Misha.
Jay. Thank you, family. You already know why. Thank you, family. We appreciate you for real, for real. For real, for real.
All right, y'all. What's going on?
What's going on? Do I need to play more music while we wait for people, or are we good? You want to just take off running?
Listen, our battery is only at 32%, so.
Oh, my.
If they not here, they not here. I'm sorry.
Oh, my.
They're going to have to catch it on the rewind.
What up, Dez? I'm calling you Dez. I don't know if you realized that from last show, but I've decided to nickname you that. I don't know how you feel about that, but it's happening. What up, Dez? Mish. Everybody getting abbreviations. Jay, what up? Rye, always. What up, family?
What's going on, y'all?
Jay got the top fan badge.
I can't see badges on the platform, but congratulations.
Woo! Shout out to the...
It don't come with nothing, but congratulations anyhow.
Dez is cool, just not Desi. You lucky I think about that. Desi kind of fly. Desi.
She don't like that.
All right, I'm going to leave it alone. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the episode Kickback. Episode Blended Families Matter. It's some beef over the title because I wanted to call it Family Matters, like the show. And Brandy did spin off of Black Lives Matter and did Blended Families Matter, but it's all good. It's all good.
Wasn't even thinking of Black Lives Matter, actually. It was just more emphasis on the type of family that we have based on the title that you had.
That's real. That's real. So, did you listen? Did you like it? Did you love it? Have you not? What up, Ash? I'd like to thank my mama, this and all my haters for this badge.
Who is this? Ashley again? It just tell me she a viewer. That say, hey y'all.
No, that is Shanika.
Oh, hey
Shanika,
girl.
Monique, what up?
I don't know why it just say viewer on here, but what up?
Danielle, always. What up, Ash? Aaron, what up? The homies is here. So we run with limited battery, so we gonna keep it rolling. Take it away.
We always have to ask who watched the episode. Hands up. Give us a little one of these emojis if you watched the episode. Thank you, Juanica. I don't know how you ain't got no badge.
They really playing you. I mean, consistent, always here, always commenting and reposting. I don't know if I can manually do it, but
nah, you can't.
I'm gonna find a way.
We can look at the history though. You might have got it and just didn't notice it.
Support that.
But yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna look into that.
That part. So, episode was about blended families. Do me a favor. Let me know. Have you been a part of a blended family? Have you experienced blended families? Are you currently in the process of being in your own blended family? Now you've taken on a parental role with someone else's kids. Maybe your kids are now under the parental role of somebody else. What's up? Let's talk about it. What up, Kay? Kay and Bay.
Juanica said she had a badge last week. I was gonna say
it go
you
by
too
week
when
by
she
week.
said that. Yeah,
it's every week it renews and it goes to somebody else.
Some of y'all can't be Ty fans no more. Y'all got veterans or something. Hey Kay and Brandy, how y'all doing? Yeah. So on the episode, we talked about our experience thus far blending families, which actually, for the most part, if you didn't get this already from the episode, has been relatively smooth. Like, we've had some little hiccups here and there, but nothing shocking yet. The kids are still small though.
Yeah, they be testing me sometimes.
We still got a long way to go.
Yeah, nah.
She says, Candace says, I watched and y'all was in my business per usual. I promise you, we really don't be trying to. In this episode in particular, which was really just like a personal perspective. I mean, I know it always kind of is that, but this was like more just like, look, this is what we going through and this is how we handled it. It wasn't even like too much advice given. It was really just
I listened to the episode and we literally would just talk about a situation the whole episode. And when I listened back, I was like, I hope that they got, they got something from
That's
it.
What
but
they said they like.
Man, we family at this point, so y'all can be in our business.
We was having our own therapy session here. We needed to talk and just. I think it was good for me to just see how far we've come. Like from, we don't really want to introduce the kids and now we married and they calling each other brother and sister and life has become one.
It's crazy how nervous I was about this though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You a nervous Nelly.
Jay said it opened my eyes and had me reflecting on the struggles of how it could have been for my family growing up. Definitely was a brain teaser.
Yeah. You definitely had y'all have a super blended family because on his end that I know personally, he came in with 2 sets of kids, you know what I'm saying? Like he had some older ones and he had some younger ones, kind of like us. Yeah. And then your mom had kids. So yeah, that was, I don't know. I wasn't there personally, but you tell us about that experience if you feel comfortable. What was that like? Blending in those things, and y'all are super close now, so that's like.
And Candace too, because you said we was in your business. What's up? Tell us about it. Let us be all the way in. What's going on? I think for me, and we talked about on the episode, the biggest struggle for me was just being comfortable letting myself play a parental role with kids that weren't biologically mine. You know what I mean? Especially since my parenting style is a little more,
In your face.
in your face. Sit down. Like, I'm comfortable doing that with mine. Y'all came for sit down. I brought you in. I take you out. You know how our context is. But I had to find a different approach because that's not always the way. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely wasn't comfortable doing that initially. You know what I mean?
Des says, not in that situation yet, but definitely something that I've been worried about. At some point, this single mama of 2 has to get back in the dating game. Yes, you do.
Yes, you
but
do.
When you're ready. and I completely get that because I was there. I was a single mom of 3, and I didn't have no idea what it looked like. And although I didn't intentionally do this, I think it was a preference of mine that I didn't date a man who had kids in the past. So both of my baby daddies, that's what we're going to call them today, don't have any other kids besides the kids that I have with them. And I always went into a situation like, I don't want to have to deal with, raising somebody else's kids, one, or baby mama drama. So it was really like, again, it wasn't something that I was looking for, but I was always very cautious of that and what that would look like. So, and then when I did get married the first time, I saw the experience and it really pushed me away from it because I was like, oh, hold on. Whose kid do you think you yelling at? Like I had to I had to get a real life attitude adjustment in that situation because I was wholeheartedly the protective mom. Like, you're not going to be talking to him like that. Like, we got to set some boundaries here. And it really put a damper on all that I believe he could have been in my son's life. But I was like, nah, like that's my kid. What'd he do? What'd he say? Okay, tell me. I got him.
Juanica says blended families can definitely have its challenges. We 13 years in now, so we good. A round of applause. That ain't no easy task. So
That's deep.
You want to read the next one back?
Yeah, Kenneth says Lamar has always been in my daughter's life from the day she was born, but once her biological family started coming around, struggles began. That's hard to navigate, and I don't think that's something that we talked about really in the episode, but I have that same perspective. So Michael's dad has not been around until I would say the last like maybe 8 years because he was in prison. So when he came, that influence and that family side was like, whoa, it was something, first of all, that I wasn't used to. And then you kind of have that, like, I've been doing this by myself all this time. Now you want to come in and try to, wait a minute. And there have been times where like his dad will call, I mean, even since we've been together, and be like, such and such has happened. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not the way it works. Like, we have a house, we have a way that we do things, and you can't just come and try to push your way just because you made a donation into the DNA bank.
Really? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, because I don't even bother you with that, man.
But you tell it on the path.
I'm not telling what happened. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I'm hearing stuff here.
Be marking orders, like that's how much attention I pay to it. This much, because I'd be like, whatever. Who is you?
Jay says, well, it was weird because it was fast track. We were expecting low, and next thing you know, here comes a tribe. Being the youngest on my mama's side, it was very uncomfortable because I was by myself for so long. I was used to hanging on y'all coattail and have gotten into my own rhythm that I had to learn new people and having to share my mom. Yeah, that's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's not that we don't talk to the kids about it, but we haven't heard a lot from them. I mean, Michael's kind of standoffish, and I think the other ones are just a little bit too little to really articulate themselves in a way that would be meaningful. But I think it's very important to have those conversations with the kids. Like, we step them through things that have happened. But I think that's a good point, that it would be good for us to do like some check-ins with them. Like, hey,
yeah,
we here. Y'all good? And if they're not, really take some time, because I don't want any of them to feel like that at all.
Yeah, I think for me, like, I don't think we touched on this, and this might be a whole nother episode that we might need to do in season 5 because I ain't ready for it. But it wasn't so much kids, because I feel like kids at a certain age have like a wind of innocence. You know what I mean? And of course it comes with its challenges and whatnot, but I feel like it's the grown-ups with all our baggage and our trauma that tend to complicate it. So I was more worried about parenting across multiple adults.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of situations.
It's a lot of situations. That's another conversation for another episode. But we've been blessed because we haven't seen much drama there. Definitely some. I mean, it's not perfect, but you know what I mean. There's things that can be improved on. But yeah, like I said,
I mean, you hear horror stories of co-parenting and stepfather, mother issues with the children. And again, I really believe that we've been blessed thus far to not have to deal with anything that's like, whoa, we really got to stop and deal with this.
Yeah.
But
we shouldn't go into that, right?
Huh?
We shouldn't talk about that, right?
What?
Like, never mind, because
you can't say it without saying it.
Yeah, I can't say what I said.
So Candace says Lamar was sort of forced into the stepfather role after the fact from originally being there only. Even though he is still dad, it's weird, and the dynamic kind of shifted, and you could almost see the authority being diminished.
Is that from the influence of the other side of the family?
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Salim said, my husband has been there since she was 3. That's his baby. But yes, there was some bumps in the road. Yeah, I think, I feel that difference, right? Whereas Brandy's youngest 2, they're young, they're impressionable, and they're still at that phase in life where baseline, they just want to know you care, are you dependable, and am I safe with you? You know what I mean? And once they establish that, then everything else is just ice cream and cake on top. Like, oh, you're fun too? Or, oh, yo, you know what I mean? Now, when we do need to shift gears and go into authority, or shift gears and go into, hey, I'm giving you a directive or whatever that is. Now, since we have the foundation of care, concern, your safety, welfare, all of that, now I can step into that. But with a teenager, that's a different world, because I'm already at a phase now where I'm no longer trying to assess, like, to a degree, am I safe with you? I don't need you to necessarily provide for me. You know what I mean? Right now I'm trying to figure out who I am. What am I doing in my life? Who am I in the world? And now you're just some figure, you know what I'm saying, around, you know what I mean? So it's been a good challenge for me. It's been a challenge, but a good one, because I can see the progress that's been, that we've had in that area, because in the beginning, I didn't know. I did not know. I didn't know how it was going to go. But, God is good, and it's still a process, but, we working through it.
I think you were super in your head a lot.
Still am.
But Michael was like, in the beginning, I don't know. He was just like, I ain't messing with you. I don't know why you here. Every time I get up to get some water, you done got off work and came straight to my mama's house. Like, why are you here? She don't stay up past 11 o'clock. But now that you here, she up watching TV. Like, you're disturbing the peace and you need to go. Period. He will walk upstairs, mosey around the living room and the kitchen, not speak. And then I had got to the point where I was like,
do that. I'm playing.
Nah, I had got to the point where I was like, oh, you ain't gonna speak? Michael, you need to speak. You don't see him sitting here? And then you asked me not to do that. And I felt like, because I can't stand first of all, I thought it was super disrespectful. Like, you don't see him sitting here, you ain't gonna speak. And then from the side of just being your girlfriend, like, wanted y'all to get along, wanted y'all to have a relationship, and I didn't see it going that way. So it was super anxiety ridden for me. So now that I see y'all hanging and laughing and doing stuff outside of me, it feels really good that is working itself out.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely. I got some more comments here.
Kid just answered your question.
She said, yes, from the influence of other family. Honestly, mine too. It's a sad story. People started saying, well, he's not your real dad anyways. Ouch. Man. Yeah, that's sad. It's sad. But thank God for like opportunity, right? Like it's not severed to the degree that it can be repaired. You know what I mean? Like there's still opportunity to kind of mend and restore. And you already know how we rocking. Like we walk in our faith. So exactly what it needs to be and exactly what we want it to be. When we pray on it, when we touch agree on it, it's gonna happen. So I don't know what it is now. I don't know what the temperature is now, but we already know what the end's gonna be. So
yeah, I think for me too, like there were things that I felt as a teenager and as a young adult, even with the influences that I had outside of my household, that's what I'm going to say. As I grew older, I saw what it really was. And real dad or not, like I saw who was there for me. I saw who had my back. I saw who encouraged me. I saw who held my mom up when, you know what I'm saying, she was going through. So like, I know people can get in their ears and start to add confusion. And as a girl, I know what it's like to really long for that relationship, no matter how good that father has been or how absent or how present they have been. Like you still long for that. But a spade is always going to be a spade. And
absolutely.
kids turn into adults and they start to see how real the world really is and see people for who they really are. And I think it'll work out.
Absolutely. We got some comments and some questions we want to get to really quick. Can we do a battery check? Where we at? So I know I don't want to shut off on this. When we get down to about 5, we're going to have to wrap this thing on up. What is it?
19.
Okay. All right. Jay said it was me. I was him. I get that. Steph, what up, Steph? That's my homie. I believe teenage boys are very protective of their mom, especially when she's been single. Absolutely.
He said that from jump.
From jump. I remember when I met him, it wasn't planned. Went in very spontaneous and was like, hey, I gave a whole, y'all know I'm good with my words. If you know me, you know I can talk. But he said something that challenged me and it pushed me. And I was like, you know what? I love it. You know what I mean? He said, because Brandy was like, so what do you think about him? Said, he talks a lot. But I'm not about talking. I'm more about action. Like I'm going to sit and watch and see what he does. I was like, you know, I respect that. So I was around. I made a point. When we hung out, she always used to come over to my place, and I made a point to say, hey, look, let's hang out at your spot. Like, I know we don't have to, but I think I just need to be around. You know what I mean? He don't got to hang around me. We ain't got to go, but he needs to just see me. And I remember when I started introducing the concept of wanting to propose to her, introduce the conversation. It was like, oh no. You gotta be kidding me. And then it was, I don't know, maybe in about 4 or 5 years. And I said, fam, we got a real different timeline, bro. Still hung around. And he came upstairs and one day I missed it. I didn't know it happened, but she caught it and was like, I think he just gave you your blessing. Cause he was like, you're good with me. Just don't hurt my mom. You know what I mean? And ultimately, it kind of, rings true to that statement we're talking about. Like, his concern was his mom, like she's been single for a while. I see my mom hurt. I see my mom happy. I've seen what she's went through dealing with men. So I have an idea, or more like a reality. Like when you see something play out so much, it becomes like, this is just what happens. You know what I mean? So, I'm worried about my life. I don't want to change. You know what I mean? These men coming up here, turning it up, the household upside down. You know what I mean? Like, it's been peaceful around here. It's just been us, my
Don't
sibling.
say men. It was man. It was only one.
Huh?
So don't say men.
He's only seen you with one person?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like serious, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, like, everyone was like, what about what, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. That's real. Kay asked a question. He said, question for you both. When it comes to discipline, how does baby mama and baby daddy feel?
I mean, honestly, when it happens within this house, I don't even think they know about it. And if the kids have went back and said something, they ain't said nothing to us. I haven't heard nothing.
So the discipline thing was more of an issue between us.
Yeah.
Because we discipline differently. Yeah.
I think baseline is they really don't have a concern because they know that ain't nothing happening to their kids that shouldn't be happening.
For sure. But see, the thing is, like, full transparency, I've never had a conversation with their kid's father.
About that. Or you
never had a conversation with them since me and you have been together.
Yeah, okay.
So I've never had a chance to say, hey, what's our boundaries? What's this? What's that? So, but I'm basing it on her boundaries. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it. Like, she said, like, when I came in the picture, I know she don't whoop her kids. So I'm not going to come whoop them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might get a pop. But that's because they done pushed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they done pushed it far. But I'm not going to come in and do that because it's not a mainstay here. You know what I mean? Even me, like, I'm not beyond whooping my kids. But once again, it's got to get pushed pretty far. And we got good kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, outside from just normal kid stuff, like, it ain't too crazy. So, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think we've had that conversation. Did you? I don't know I know you talked with my kid's mom, but I don't know what it's been sworn secrecy. I don't know what that conversation was. I don't know what they said. So what's up with discipline? Like, is that something y'all discussed?
No, that was too early on. I really, so just to answer his question, they don't, if they feel the way, they haven't said anything. I think that's baseline. That's the question. But like Russell said, we also don't do anything like outside of what he does with his own kids or what I do with my own kids. So it's not like we're coming in and changing the way that the kids are disciplined. We're not doing that. And in the grand scheme of things, I think my youngest kid's father is a heavier disciplinarian than both Russell and I. So we both know we don't do anything that's at his level. So like he can't.
I'm on that level. I just can't do that work.
That's not the truth. We come in and say, there's no room for him to come in
the
and
back
say,
of the head.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's key, and I'm glad you asked that because I think in other circumstances it would be something we discussed, but I think, and let me know if I'm wrong, babe, but I feel like her kid's father, he knows me. You know what I mean? We went to school together. He knows baseline my character. And I really think if it was a concern or if there was an issue or something you feel like is worried, I feel like he'd have a conversation with me. Mm-hmm. I like to believe that. And vice versa. You know what I mean? If my kid's mother felt like there was an issue, if there was some cause for concern after meeting her and talking to her, I'm almost positive she'd say something. So I hope that answers the question. But yeah, it's tricky. I was more in my head about it than anybody because I'm like, man, it's getting really loud in here. They acting like we're on the playground, but I don't want to raise my voice. But sit down. Like I wanted to go off, but it's tricky. You already know, Candace. We're gonna pray for you.
That says, as children go, they will see the things for what they really are without the influence of others. Facts.
That's real.
Jay says, I feel it on the protecting their parents from heartbreak. Kids see their parents at their lowest moments, even when the parent thinks they don't see it. It's tough watching that, and there's nothing a kid can do about it. So true. and Michael's a super protective child.
I was hoping they
Ashley.
I was hoping that just when he said that, and I don't know if I made this point already, but when he said like, yeah, it sounds good, but I want to see what he does. That's why I just wanted to live in front of him. Like, I want you to see me love your mom in a way that you ain't never seen her love before. And I was doing the most in front of him. I'm bringing over flowers on a birthday. Like, I want you to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we go to Red Cheesecake Factory, we bring back 6 pieces of cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? How was your birthday? I rented out a whole movie theater, not for him.
It's all the truth coming out.
I did it. Well, I did it for you, but I'm glad it was in front of him. I'm glad he got to see those things. Like, there's a lot of stuff you got to worry about, but I want you to know, me and her with me, you don't got to worry about that. She's safe. She's safe. And I wanted him to see that. And also, a lot of times, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without letting y'all all in my business. But it's important to me that all of our kids get to see healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, moreover than anything, I want y'all to see what this looks like before y'all get set in the idea. And now when you're an adult, you don't know how to function because I failed to show you a good example. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Dad said he whip his kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too, Des.
Shanika says, I have a very different step-parent experience. My stepdad was in my life since birth and left when I was about 12. He was the only father I knew. Then when it was over with my mom, he stopped acknowledging any of his kids that weren't his kids and would only pick up his kids. Terrible experience growing up after that.
Oh, yeah. That hurt.
That's rude.
That hurts.
However, same. Not for me, but my oldest son is that. That's his experience. He wasn't there since birth, but he had been there around. Like, we were friends for a very long time before we stepped into the relationship, and then he became his stepdad. And there was a time before Russell that it was just me, him, and the other kids, and they would go with him, and my son would just be with me.
That's sad. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I get torn about it because, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's because a lot of kids a lot of times are the casualty.
Yeah.
Our when we're adults and we don't really master navigating these difficult situations, it's the kids that end up suffering, right? These adult figures that they didn't ask. The kids didn't ask, hey, bring this guy or this girl around, bring this, but you brought them around. We got attached. And then, you know what I mean? It's a harsh reality, but it is a reality. But we got to be sensitive. Like, if you build a parental bond with the kid, like, even if it's over with, that doesn't mean that you cannot still play a role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Again, so that's kind of where I was trying not to go, but wanted to go, is like, instead of saying, well, he did, I felt responsible. Because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I put you in this predicament to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? I had already felt bad that, like, he was growing up without his real dad. And now when I thought I was doing something to create that situation for him and things went bad, now he's without again. And unfortunately, he was probably about the same age as Shanika when it happened to her. So, like, you 12 and 13, like, you have opinions. And what he saw may have been different than what was actually going on. But I could tell that he felt that man had wronged me. So
Nice.
He didn't even want the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if my ex was like, hey, yo, what up? He'd be like, hey, you know, he gave him very little to work with. So, you know, in that instance where he really doesn't have a reason, you know, to continue because he felt like he being pushed away by the kid.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
That's real. That's real.
So, yes, it's a real messy situation, and that sucks.
It is. What's the battery, babe? Battery check.
I'm watching it. We good.
All right. Juanica said, I thought that was so dope that Brandy and the kid's mother were mature enough to have a real conversation between just the two of them.
So, yes. I'm not gonna laugh at that moment. Yes, I think my laugh was like, he ain't want it to be just between the two of us.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What did you think I wanted?
You wanted to be there. When I was
Wait,
like,
pause. Pause.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
You think that it was my desire to sit down and have a conversation with my ex-wife and my new girlfriend? I don't know if it was a desire. I don't think it was a desire. What I'm going to say was, I think that you were super surprised when I was like, I don't want you there. Let me clear this up. I was not surprised. I was grateful. I was so fortunate. I was so thankful that not only did you like not want me there, but you insisted upon it. Yeah. And then let me be like, oh, really? Oh, okay, well, that's what you want. But what made you think I
Well, you did a good job pretending.
Oh, yeah, because who would want to be there? What? Got me messed up.
But for me, and just like I said on the episode, it wasn't about me being his girlfriend in that moment. Yes, that's the reason I was going to be around the kids, but like, it was more like, look, I'm an outside person that you don't know that is going to be around your children.
Yeah.
And I recognize your position in this whole dynamic because I've been that. And in my situation, when my ex moved on, not that he owed me anything, I want to just make that statement, but he did it in a fashion where I wasn't included. So like this one person was around my kids and, overnight and all of this, and I had no idea.
Who is it?
So,
what's the,
yeah, for me, when I found out that it was going on, I'm like, bro, that's so rude. Like, why would I not even just get the opportunity? Not that I was going to object or anything. It's just like a common courtesy. So I didn't want to rob another woman of that. So really it had nothing to do with Russell. It was all like, yo, I know what that feels like. And I would never put another woman through that.
Yeah.
So look, let's sit down. Let's be mature. Let's have a conversation. I done made you some cookies. I done baked your daughter some cupcakes for her birthday. Like,
yeah.
And we really had a mature woman-to-woman conversation. And I think that because of that, and because of the willingness of two mothers to recognize that it's nothing in the situation that's bigger than the well-being and the outcome for those kids. So whatever we got to do, if I got to suck up a little bit of pride and come sit in your living room and feel uncomfortable for an hour or so, like, so be it.
Yeah.
And it happened.
That's a good lead into this next one. Salim said, it's been 15 years and my husband and her biological father have never had a conversation. So I'm going to be, how transparent can I be right here?
I mean, as transparent as you feel comfortable being.
All right. Sure. Yeah. Nah. So I feel that, and it hurts my heart to know that like there's a chance that could happen because in our situation, once again, I already knew him, and before Brandy was my girlfriend, any other time if I saw him, he'd be like, yo, what's up? We'd have words. But I understand there's a new dynamic at play. But at this point, I'm not dying to have a relationship with no other man just for the sake of having a relationship. It's for our kids. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not under any disillusion that they don't see, right? Like, there's so much that kids pick up on just from living in front of them. It don't matter what you do with your lips. What do you do with your life? I could say all day, what are my values, my principles? I could say all day, hey, son, love God, be a man of God, be a man of faith. But if he don't see me living that life, no matter what I do with my lips, he's going to follow my life. You know what I mean? Think of all the stuff that we just do inherently that no one sat down and taught us that. We just do it because that is what we saw. And I know they're seeing me. I know they're seeing us. And I know that there is lives that are being formed. So it had nothing to do with me. Like, I don't need that. Our kids need that. They need to see when I drop them off or pick them up, they say, hey, what's up? How you doing? They good? Did she eat? Yeah, okay. All right, man. All right, smooth. I see you. Be good. Like just simple pleasantries that communicate little things like this. Common good, commonality. You know what I'm saying? And that's where my heart's at. So it's my prayer that that's not my testimony. And I'm glad that, Solarium, specifically you, I'm so glad that your daughter has a consistent, positive male model in her life. And I think that's so amazing. But my prayer is, and my consistent prayer is going to be, is that one day our kids will get to see us exchange words and they see peace between the situation that they need to see that in. You know what I mean?
And I think specifically in that dynamic, our kids see a deficit because me and Russell's ex are cordial. You know, we are oftentimes in the same room. And we speak, we talk about the kids, like, oh, she had this cough, you know, when she was over there, did she cough? Yes. They see us interact. We have been places together, like intentionally went to events together so that the kids can see, like, it's cool. Like, mom's good, dad's good, Brandy's good. Like, everybody's okay in this situation. And it's important for that. And we delineated that up front. Like, we don't want them to feel no kind of way about if they like me, what's their mom gonna feel, or, you know, so we made an effort. So I do see where it's helpful on the other side. And it, like Russell said again, it's just a prayer. You know, you can't push anybody to do anything. And I don't think that he's not doing it out of malice. I don't think that. I just really feel like on the other end, he just feel like it's unnecessary. But, you know, hopefully his mind will change.
For sure.
Where we at?
K and Bang.
10.
Oh, Kay said, thanks for the answer. I believe you guys are so necessary for our culture. I wish these conversations was happening when we were coming up.
Facts.
Same. It's definitely what they never told us.
You can read Desmond because he's talking specifically to you.
Bro, your parents and T Gibbs' parents was my ideal relationship, or what I considered a healthy relationship. That's what's up. Yeah, I remember going over to Ted's house and being like this is a vibe. Like I've never, I remember going over. I've never seen either one of them speak harshly, you know, to one another. So yeah, man, I thank God for that experience, man. I remember coming over your house, man, and seeing your pops and your mom communicating. And even with their relationship, I've never witnessed like harshness or unkindness. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? My mama didn't let me stay with nobody but two people. It was either your house when they went out of town or it was Ted's house. So, yeah, man.
So Jay says it's hard because it opens up so many questions about what the intentions were from jump. Did you really love my kid like you said you did? Yeah, and stuff. For me, at this point, it's like, do I even need the answer to that? But I do agree. So a lot of that's real. You have to treat all kids involved the same. Facts, good or bad. One of y'all in trouble, all y'all in trouble. You should have did a pop-up like Tasha did on Power. No, I ain't doing no pop-up. I'm good. Actually, that's a lie. I did on an accident though, right? So this is how I found out. I used to pick my son up from his house and take him to school. And I got over there one day and he was like, he not ready. I'm just going to take him. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. But I had left his backpack in the car. So I was so used to just going over there and opening the door and walking in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I went over there, I walked in, and I heard somebody say, is it somebody at the door? And it was a very feminine voice. And then I looked and I saw this Louis Vuitton purse on the coffee table.
Oh Lord!
I said, and in that moment, like this is how I knew God had changed me, because Brandy before would have cut up. Who is that?
Oh Lord!
But I was like, I did still have a little bit of gangster in me. So instead of just quietly walking out the house, I was like, hey, his backpack on the counter. You know? Yeah, somebody
Oh,
in
you
here.
aggressive about
It's
the
me.
backpack.
Somebody in here.
Okay.
When I turned around and I went to bed, I was irritated all day. All day.
I bet.
Like, so obviously she stayed the night. I don't even know this person. So yeah, I was all in my feelings, but so I did do a pop-up unintentionally.
Lord.
Stephanie.
Stephanie says, did y'all have conversations with your kids about becoming a blended family? I ain't watched the latest episode yet. Shame on you. No, I'm joking.
Yes, we did.
We did. I had conversations with them prior to the meeting. Brandy, they had knowledge of each of her kids and stuff via like
Forgive me,
FaceTime
y'all.
and stuff like that. You said what?
I just said forgive me. Go ahead, keep talking.
And the last step was, and I don't think I ever sat down and said, hey, you guys, we're going to be a family. It was while we were about to get married, and I eventually was like, hey, so how y'all feel? Like, we about, like, the kids knew I was going to get engaged. They were super excited about it. They went with me to get her ring. They kept the secret like a G. They did a great job. I'm trying to not get distracted. What's happening?
I was looking for the other cord that we use for the Rodecaster because I can plug the charger up to this, but I don't remember where the other cord is that we used to use for the Rodecaster.
Oh, the orange one? Yeah. It's upstairs. You want me to get it? Oh, you gonna leave me here to talk to people by themselves? Oh, yes. Nah, I'm about to say all the stuff I can't say when you here. Hey, y'all, so last night, I'm playing. So all right, so I don't even remember what I was talking about. So yeah, eventually we did have a conversation, but man, we've been so blessed. When I say Brandy's kids, my kids, like they instantly had a bond, and you know they've gotten to a point now where they really just rock with each other like brother and sister. So we've been blessed in that regard. So Jay said, y'all don't be laughing. When she come back, I'm gonna make her think that I was saying stuff. Here it comes, y'all play along. So yeah, so she got this. Play along, y'all. I'm nervous. I might get hit. I don't want to get hit on Facebook Live. I ain't gonna do it because Brandy's abusive, and I don't want to get abused. I'm gonna read some more comments. Jay says it's such a negative stigma on parents being cordial and co-parenting together as one union. No one wins when the family feuds, and like y'all said, the kids suffer the most. Y'all spitting right now, absolutely. And you get, so she got this like exercise ball, and it's like round. Is it gonna, when you unplug the?
It might just, the sound might go off for a second.
All right, so hold on, babe. Is that? Oh, that's just for that. Okay. All right, so the sound's gonna cut off for a couple seconds, but we gotta plug up the computer because it's gonna die.